Rodney, I want to take a minute away from you and I chatting to see if maybe somebody else would like to chat. So, Rodney, what's your mother's name?
Her name is Patricia Sykes.
So I believe Patricia is on, and
you know what I think? Hi, I'm sorry, it's Janice. I think she got kicked off.
Okay, so Janice, well then Janice, you're on the hook right now. Now, Janice, you're the auntie that called Rodney to tell him, hey, they're talking about your school on 97.5. Tell us what made you. It sounds like you and Rodney have an unbelievable bond. Tell us why you were sending him information in prison about our school and what your hopes were.
You know, Rodney grew up with, I had a son. My son passed away, unfortunately, 2 years ago. And Rodney grew up with me and my son. And, you know, he went down the wrong road, did some things that I didn't like, his mother didn't like. And he ended up in prison, and I hated it. You know, I hated it that he ended up there because he was always a good kid. And, you know, when he was in there, when they started that program up at Highlands, I said, hey, Rodney, when you get out, I'm going to help you with everything. You have to help yourself. I go, I can point you in the right direction. I can try to get you to the right people, but this is something that you have to want to do, and you have to want to improve your life because you've missed 25 years out here in this world. And when, you know, the more I kept hearing about Highlands, I kept trying to send him information and let him know. And then when he finally got out, it was unbelievable because, you know, we just didn't think or know if he was ever going to get out. But when he got out, that was the only thing that was on my mind. It's like, you need to tell me if you're serious. Don't waste my time. Don't waste anybody's time, because there's a lot of people out here that will help you and that want to help you. You have to want, number one, you have to want to help yourself. So I called Jay King because I know Jay King and Doc are very good friends. I'm a good friend with Jay King. I called him and I just said, hey, my nephew, he needs help. If you can call somebody, I really want to try to get him in this program. So that was the opening door to getting him in. And he's been doing really good. I've been so proud of him. And then when I heard you, I always hear you talking on the radio because I'm always on Jay's phone. You know how he has his group on his phone?
Oh, sure,
I'm always on there. I'm always listening. And when I heard you guys talking about Highlands, I called Rodney. I said, hey, you need to call right now because they're talking about your school. And this program that they're talking about, you need to try to get on there and you need to tell your story because everybody needs to know your story.
Well,
so
Janice,
that's how it started, and I'm just proud of him, and I'm so glad that he is headed in the right direction, and there's a lot of people out there that want to help him because he is a good person.
Janice, I'm so very proud of you because, you know, we all have a story, and we all have, and that story sometimes consists of things that we're not proud of. And so for you, you know, listen, family is special. And that's why, like, you always want to hang around and be around and make our families proud. And boy, what an angel you are in this world. And for Rodney to really, I love it. I love how you were trying to lead him to water, right? And for a while, Rodney wasn't thirsty for what we were offering.
Correct, he wasn't, and I knew, but you know, you got to stay on them because they don't know. You know, they come out of prison and they just want to do all this stuff that they miss, and I'm like, you never can catch up with what you miss. This is what you need to do. You need to think about your future and what you're going to do. I told him, I go, you were in there, you became a man in there, and now you're a man out here. You left the world, you were a child, a teenager, and now you're a man, and you have to hold up to your ability, you know, your responsibilities.
Yeah, well said, Janice. And I agree with you. You know, Rodney went in when there was no cell phones. There were right. I mean, there was no cell phones, no nothing. And now all of a sudden he's out And I love it so much, Janice, that you listen. I love people that know people that know people that know people, because that's how we get things done. That's how we count on friends or friends of friends or friends of friends of friends. And it just happened that one of the friends of a friend was Doc Smith, and he is such a huge, not even a supporter. He's a believer in the African American community, and he worked in law enforcement for a long time, and so he understands. And listen, I understand. I've been at Highlands for 7 years, and when I was teaching early on, we would have people just released from prison come into class, and they were a little bit rough around the edges, but man, they were fantastic.
Well, and everybody needs a second chance, and if you have it, if there's someone out there that's willing to give you that second chance, you need to take it and you need to run with it. And I believe that that's what he's doing. And Rodney knows I'm always in his ear. I'm always on him. Are you doing what you're supposed to do? He's probably sick of me asking him that, but he already knows. When you come to me, you better put it out. You better tell me what you're doing, and it better be right.
Well, listen, Janice, I appreciate your just candidness and honesty towards Rodney. I'm going to get Rodney back on here and see. Rodney, I saw that you were maybe getting a little emotional there. What were your thoughts when you were listening to your auntie speak there?
Oh man, it was allergies, man. It was allergies. That's just, I mean, man, just how can I not, man, think back to all those years of just pure ignorance. I was presented with something, and I just didn't want to take it, because not only did I not believe in the program, I didn't believe in myself, and I've dealt with that for years, to the point where even now sometimes it still affects me, but I'm finding out a way to move out of my own way, sit that person aside, lock him up in the basement. I'm good for saying that, I locked that guy in the basement, and I step forward. That's the real me,
Rodney, once every once in a while, that guy will get out of the basement, and you just have to know how to deal with that guy when he comes out of the basement, right?
Absolutely. I've taken and a lot of people don't believe that the classes that were afforded and that were offered in prison, that it does nothing, that that's just something that people use to get out of their cells. Well, I'm telling you, anger management, it is the truth, and it works. All you have to do is just put all that ignorance to the side and just believe. Just walk it through step by step, and it will work. I now know my cues. I know what makes me upset. I know my red flags. I know my triggers. I know how to use my anger meter. I know how to dispute everything that comes to me that is negative. I know how to take a deep breath. I know how to use my 5-second light switch from Goku. Even times when I would look at the teacher and say, I don't need that. I was one of those dudes in the back like this. That was me, look at this guy over here, waving his hand and clapping and, always smiling. I never smiled, I never smiled in pictures. I never believed in none of that, because I was still under that, the false pretenses of me having to, put this mask on and act a certain way, so that either I could be left alone or that people would fear me, so that I would be left alone.
Listen, I'm very privileged, Rodney, to be able to see you without your mask, because it's really it's a good sight, and I listen, I love it, and there could be no better background for you than to sit in what looks like a vacation resort because of your sunny disposition. You have such a great attitude now, and it shows. You can tell on your face. You can mean mug all you want there, Rodney, but see that? Look at that smile right there. That's huge. That's huge.
Right?
Now tell us what are your plans now for the future?
Well, okay, so I mean, they're the sky is the limit with me. Right now I'm suffering through a little injury, but there are so many things that I want to do. I wanted to work in trucking. I wanted to work at Select Staffing as a picker, 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's great money. It's great exercise. But it's not fulfilling to me. I can't, at the end of the day, I can't say, well, who have I helped? Not just who have I helped, but who have I helped who has been in my situation and who is still in my situation. So I like talking to people. I like being put in situations like this because it challenges myself. I was so nervous to do this, and I questioned myself on, am I going to sound stupid, or what am I going to say? But I know that right now, if who's ever listening, they might take something away from what I'm saying, and 9 times out of 10 they are, and that's what matters to me. That's what I find myself excited to do. Who knows? Maybe this right here is just an introduction into me walking across the stage and talking to 200, 600 people. Whether it be students, whether it be grown men, whether it be mothers who don't understand, the lifestyle that their child lives in prison, and what it is that they're going through. I want to set a platform for those who believe that, everybody in prison is bad, or those who come out of prison has some type of plan to just, lie and manipulate people. I would love to be in a setting to where I could talk to some people, and I believe that that's my calling.
Well, Rodney, I mean, this has probably gone on longer than I have ever been on one of these, one of our On the Mics, and it was well worth it. It was, I loved your candor and your honesty. I love that you have a rooting session even here on the mic. I certainly appreciate your time. And as you know, the motto, what the motto is at Highlands? It's never too late.
Never too late.
Ever. And it's never too late radio that your auntie was listening to. That spurred her to give you a call and get you in touch with me. And man, I am appreciative of you and your auntie Janice, your mom Patricia, right?
Yes.
And so, listen, best of luck to you. I don't think it's any luck though, Rodney. I think that you have it feels like you have a very good plan of what you want to do, and all the best to you in the near future and in the future.
Can I give a few shout outs?
Listen, I'm glad you asked.
For the parents who have, children in prison or in jail, in boys camp, in school, whatever it may be, incarcerated period. Listen to your child. If you have a friend in there that you're close to, just listen to them and let them know, man, that you're there for them. To just listen, because it's important to have somebody on the outside who will just listen. You don't have to give no advice. You don't even have to speak. Just being there for them to listen is very important when they lay their head down at night to sleep. For everybody that's a part of my team, Doc, Vaughn, Kevin, Brian, Camille, my teacher, Will, my mentor, the people that are behind the scenes. Lorena, thank you for talking to me, for speaking with me, for building me up, for showing me, who I am, for reminding me of who I am and what I've created for myself. My mother for believing in me. Herbert Summerfield for being my boy, man, since day one. I really do love y'all. And in such a small amount of time, I'm grateful for all of you. This is something that I never could have dreamed about. And for those of you who are listening, who want to be a part of the school, come check it out, man, because it's the truth. For those of you too scared to, it's okay. Get to me. My number's out there. You want to hit me up, hit me up. I'm here for you. We can talk, whatever. I'm here. The school it's all love, man. It's like a family. It's the truth. I'm gonna say that. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well, listen, Rodney, thank you so much for again just being completely open. I don't want to see those allergies come your way again. So we'll listen. This was the best hour that I've spent in a very long time, Rodney, and I appreciate you, appreciate your family and your team coming to support you. And I hope that we can just keep in touch, because you have my phone number. I want you to just keep in touch. If you ever just want to talk or just talk about sports, whatever it is, let's do it. And I don't even have to say best of luck to you, because there's no luck involved in this case. So hey, you take care, Rodney, and we'll see you soon. And thanks for being on the mic.
Thank you.